Hello everyone, welcome back and welcome to my channel Book Time with Elvis with me, Mark, and I hope you're all doing very well. It's been a while, I've had kind of a week or so off, taking it easy, but I felt compelled to have to come back today owing to a wonderful tag created by Elizabeth at Books and Books, which is her World Cup, or the Literary World Cup tag, an idea that was inspired by an article in the Guardian newspaper. I'll leave all details down below. And the idea is that you have to come up with your starting 11 of literary greats for a particular country. It can be the country of your birth, the country you live in, the country of your parents' birth, the country you're supporting in the World Cup. Because, of course, the World Cup kicks off today in around 2 hours' time. That's 5 p.m. Central European time. So this will probably be up by then. Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it. I'm hosting, of course, the World Cup readathon, which is great fun. The group's been fairly active, although I haven't been yet, but I plan on being once things kick off, so to speak. So yeah, I have, it's a bit boring in my case, I suppose, because I don't really, you must have read at least one book by the author that you put into your football team. And I'm a bit limited, because I thought about doing the Czech Republic, although they're not in the World Cup this time around, but I thought about making a football team for them, and unfortunately I've only read 7, so that doesn't really give me a good number for a football team that must include 11. And I thought about Germany, but because that's the country I've drawn to read in this World Cup, but I haven't read enough German authors either, so I've had to settle on England. And it was quite tough putting authors in their various positions on the field, but I think I'm happy with my choices. So I'll go through them with you now. We'll start off, I've gone for a very typical 4-4-2 4-4-2 formation, and I'll start off with the goalkeeper. And for the goalkeeper, I thought we'd want a steady pair of hands, a large imposing figure in the goalposts, and therefore I've gone for Dr. Samuel Johnson. And I think he would be quite a fearsome spectacle for any of the opposition's attackers as they head towards the England goal, having to take on Dr. Samuel Johnson. So I think that would be good fun. And then for the left side of defence, the left-footed defender, I've gone for George Orwell, because of course he is seen to have been at various points on the left side of the spectrum, as it were, and I thought he would be a good choice. He's had combat experience. He would be good at defence. On the right side, I've gone for Evelyn Waugh, who is a little bit right in his writing and a little bit controversial, but I think he again would rise to the challenge of being placed on the England's right flank, there. And then I thought in central defence, we'll go for two giants of English literature, and one, of course, the grandfather of it all, Mr. Geoffrey Chaucer there as one of the central defenders, and he'll be joined by another literary giant, and I think quite a safe and steady person to hold the line there, and that will be Jane Austen. So there we go. That is our defence. Goalkeeper, Dr. Samuel Johnson. Left defender, George Orwell. Right defender, Evelyn Waugh. Central defenders, Geoffrey Chaucer and Jane Austen. Gosh, what a lineup, eh? What a lineup. So, moving on to the midfield. So, on the right of midfield, I've gone for another figure associated with his writings, and that is Mr. Rudyard Kipling, who will hold the well, I suppose he can kind of move up and down the pitch there on that right side. And yeah, so Mr. Rudyard Kipling is there. On the left side, not necessarily politically left, but I wanted to get him into my team any way I could. And of course, it'd be no surprises to anyone to see that I would somehow have managed to squeeze Jerome into my England starting 11. And I've put him on the left side of midfield. And then I think we need some creative genius there as well to kind of mix between, to keep the communication going with the more modern group up front and I say more modern group, it's not that modern, you can tell where this is going, and then the likes of Chaucer at the back. So I've gone with William Shakespeare. I mean, you can't really have an England literary 11 without Mr. Bill Shakespeare making an appearance there. So I think he's a good choice. And then I thought we need some adventure as well. Somebody who's going to take risks and, push on forward. And therefore I had to go with one of the greatest adventure writers of all time, Sir Henry Rider Haggard. There is my other central midfielder. And now on to the strikers, the attackers up front there, the strike force. And we have a formidable strike force, I think, here. Yes, I've gone for youth, or at least she's associated with youth, of course, given the most famous book that she wrote, and that would be Mary Shelley. I have her as one of my strikers in this 4-4-2 formation, and she's joined up front by the venerable and, I believe, very talented Daphne du Maurier. So that is my starting 11 for the England Literary World Cup team. Now, of course, they need a manager, and I've given them a manager, and it's an author I'm fairly new to, actually, but one I've really come to enjoy over the course of the tail end of this year, and that is Mr. Montague Rhodes James, M.R. James to his friends. And the reason I've chosen him as a manager is, of course, he would be used to dealing with, he was headmaster of Eton College, and as well as, what was he? Rector or Dean of King's College, Cambridge as well. And he's an excellent storyteller, so I think he'll be able to inspire and rouse the troops and take them off take them off to World Cup glory. There we go. So that's my England starting 11 plus manager. I would have liked to have squeezed in a few others, and I'm sure I'm not the only English person who will choose England, probably, for various reasons, and they may well choose the ones that I had to leave on the substitutes bench. But there we go. That is my starting 11 for the Literary World Cup. The real World Cup, as I said, starts today in a couple of hours from now. Enjoy it if you follow football, and we'll certainly be enjoying the readathon. I can't speak. I'm not going to re-record. Sorry, not very professional of me, but there we go. So have a great rest of your weekend, and I'm not going to tag anyone because Elizabeth's gone through and tagged pretty much everybody in the group that has a YouTube channel. Although there was one notable exception, and that was Steve Donahue, who I noticed in the comments to the video. He would have liked to have perhaps done this tag. So Steve, I tag you. There you go. You're officially tagged. So there we go. Thank you very much, everybody. Do have a great rest of the weekend. I've said that already, haven't I? Dear, see, you have a week or so off and you forget how to make videos. Anyway, take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Brother,